Minnesota Wild podcast, presented by Acrisure.
Nick, I know we're only 48 hours later, maybe not even, but have you processed what happened in that last one and just, how a 3-goal lead slips away?
Yeah, probably still haven't processed it fully. I think the disappointment sits there, like everyone will say, especially just because we had such a great start in that game, really got to our identity and allowed it to slip away. So I don't think you ever really understand how it happens until you really sit back for a while and rewatch it. And I don't know if you really want to right now, to be completely honest with you, but the fact remains they got to their game more than we did. I mean, that's the reality of the series, right? It's just that, and it's disappointing because I think this group is a veteran group that understands how we have to play to have success, and just didn't do it enough.
Nick, obviously you had a dream here to play with your brother and go farther, but would you like that dream to continue next year? And we also know that cap space is going to be at a premium here, so where are you with that? And if you do want to continue playing, if that could be here at a lower price?
Well, I'm looking for a little less than Kirill, like $16 million, and then I think we'll make it work. No, you know what? Listen, I got to live out a dream with Marcus and not just Marcus, with these guys. I really enjoyed this group, and take away the fact that I got to finally play with my little brother and experience that, which was a thrill of a lifetime for our family, for us. I mean, I still think we had moments, even as months went on, of just like, this is really cool, like we're really doing this, and then to play in the playoffs, the highest stakes and seeing him out there, and then how he played and performed and doing that together, and it was special. So is it something I would love for to continue? I mean, I'm invested in this group, and but we'll see where it goes. I got to talk to my family. I got to figure out what's next. I know I'm a little longer in the tooth, not in the hair, but in the tooth, and so we'll see where it goes. But right now, obviously, the disappointment just stings a little bit right now.
Still, you want to keep playing though, for sure.
I got to figure that out. Yeah, right. If you ask me, I'd love to go right now and play. But I think as time wears on and reality hits, I think I got to be, as you get older, I think the biggest thing is your family and the commitment that you have to make to be, at your craft 100%, right? And I think I owe it to them. I owe it to myself. I owe it to the team I want to play for, that I'm all in. And I think, I'm lucky that I guess I get to be still playing at this age and thinking about those things. And but I when I do decide to play, or wherever I decide, is I'm going to jump in with 2 feet, and I want to make sure I have that full commitment. So I'm going to take some time and figure that out.
What do you just forecast for this team moving forward? What do you see this season that you think that this could be maybe the beginning?
Yeah,
of this team?
I think so. I've been around a long time, and I think it gets thrown around a lot, but I genuinely have seen a lot of great teams. I've seen a lot of bad teams. I've seen, and I think this team is on the verge of understanding what it takes to win. And I think that's the biggest thing I'll take away. And you, through your failures, you're trying to learn as much as you can. And I think through this one, it should be how consistent you have to be to win, and how important that is, and how maybe it's not the prettiest, maybe it's not the sexiest, but it's effective. And if you look at Colorado and what they were able to do against us, it wasn't the prettiest at times, but it was effective. And they stuck with their game plan. They stuck with who they are. And I think if we can get to that mindset, and this group can get to that mindset with the core that they have, the hunger that they have to win, I mean, I don't see why we won't be a team that's in the Stanley Cup Finals and vying for that down the road, because the skill is too great, the want is too great, and I think they're surrounded by a great staff and an organization here that's building it to win.
Nick, how much is it kind of a bittersweet irony, your first 2-goal playoff game in, I think it was 8 years, to get that going, and by the time it ended, nobody will remember that part of it.
No, I know. Too bad. I'll tell my grandkids. I mean, I think you try to contribute no matter what in any situation. Obviously, the goals were nice, but, I look at it through the whole, and maybe you're not contributing, but you're contributing to the success of the team, and that's all that I care about. And, it's disappointing that didn't obviously come in a win, but you're thankful that you get the opportunity to go out there and compete and contribute. And I enjoyed playing with the group and trying to push this team forward. And like I said, I really enjoyed the group of guys, the brothers that I gained. I have one already, but gained about 20 more, and how quickly they brought me in, and the way they made me and my family feel. And it speaks volumes about what this group has in store, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for him.
You mentioned been on a lot of teams, also been around a lot of coaches. What have been your impressions of Hines in your first few months?
Yeah, I've known Heinze since I was 17, so kind of weird. But it was really nice to play for him. Honestly, I really enjoyed him. I thought he's super prepared. I think he had us ready to go every game. And I really enjoyed the coaching staff. I mean, it's a small sample size, but I thought, when it came down to it, I think every guy felt extremely prepared for what was to come, and then they did their work. They gave us a great game plan, and so I appreciate all the work that they did, and really enjoyed playing for Heinze and the coaching staff and getting to know them, and so I hope they continue to do their thing.
Maybe it's easier to see from the outside. I think McCarron mentioned he thought it took 10 years to get past the first round for these guys, and there maybe an emotional, cathartic relief, I guess, after that. What did you sense that ripple effect going into the first few games? Maybe ran out of gas, or just maybe not emotionally as invested in the first couple of games or ready for it?
Yeah, I think I truly do think that happens, and I think just how quick the turnaround was. Right, you go from winning a huge series and an emotional one, and you're banged up, and then you jump right into a team that's kind of rested and ready and is probably emotionally invested, knowing they're going to play us and they're going to have to be at their best. And I think we just kind of got into it, feeling it out as opposed to establishing our game, and that's kind of what those first two games were. If you really watched them, right, we were just still feeling it out. And I'd say the second one probably could have went either way, to be complete. I know we didn't win that one, and probably it looks like we had a better chance to win game one. But overall, the way we played, I think we all felt like our identity was starting to come, which is probably why we won game three so handily. But it's probably the difference in the series, right? You go down 2-0 that early and just never could quite find our game, and it's disappointing because I think we did find it in game three and just came out with that effort in game four of just the mindset that wasn't anything like our team has been playing, and those are the ones that you scratch your head at more than even you guys will make a big deal out of game five. But I was more disappointed, honestly, in game four.
Nick, back to your situation, how long do you think you need to sort of figure that out, and how much pressure do you think Marcus will put on you, since he is going to be the one that's going to need a workout partner?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'll have too much time. I mean, I think I want to get around my family, see my kids, and just have that, where it just feels like things slow down a little bit, right? It's been a little bit of a rat race, and living out of a hotel. I'm looking forward to having a few home-cooked meals and being with my family. But I'm sure Marcus and I will have that conversation too, and the team will talk about what their wants and needs are, and we'll see. I mean, it's not like I would love to come back. It's a team that I genuinely feel is on the verge of becoming something great, and it's just a matter of making sure that I'm ready to do what's necessary to help this team be successful.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys. It was awesome being here, and thanks for going easy on me a couple times.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.